It's Vegas Revealed, episode 46.
A lot of us are staying home more than usual, so we've invited Rachel Smith back on the show. She is a longtime Las Vegas entertainment journalist and a Critics' Choice member, and she's going to give us the full rundown of what we need to watch this holiday season.
And there's some breaking news that Rachel brings us as well. Plus, we give you the rundown of all the holiday activities across Las Vegas. It's all coming up on Vegas Revealed.
And thanks to our sponsor, Steep Echo Tea. It is delicious tea from the orchards of Santa Barbara. They use olive leaf. You guys, we're going to have a code for you coming up that will give you 10% off your entire order. Stay tuned for that.
Let's go to Vegas, baby. Let's go tonight. Right now. Let's go to Vegas. We'll stay up all night.
Welcome, everyone, to Vegas Revealed, episode 46. I'm Dana Roselli.
And I'm Sean McAllister. We are heading into the holidays, but kind of hunkered down at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we don't have it as bad as many other cities across the United States. I mean, we have a lot of things that are open still here in Las Vegas, but we're, in that reservation-only period, prefer you to stay at home if you can get your groceries delivered, that kind of thing. So, like you said, everyone's kind of resorting to, okay, now what do I watch?
Well, and that's been a big conversation on social media. Everybody is still talking about what the big streaming thing is. And thank goodness for streaming.
I know.
If there's any business to be in right now, it's the streaming business, because you have a captive audience. And they've really done a good job at keeping new content coming out.
They have. It's perfect because once one big thing ends, there's always something ready to come. And then the way that people, share information these days is social media, and people say, hey, you got to see this. Oh yeah, I recommend that. When you're done with that, you need to watch this. And that's kind of how you get a lot of your information these days. And yeah, there's been so many great series out there, great movies. But now that it's the holidays, you see all this stuff come up on your screen and you're like, okay, what should I watch and what's it about? And, is it going to be good? Do I feel like testing the water? So we brought in an expert.
We did. Rachel Smith, a longtime colleague and a voting member of the Critics' Choice Awards, has been up on everything that has come out, that will be coming out up through the holiday season, even some breaking news that Rachel has for us about what the scene is going to look like moving into the new year with new releases. Rachel Smith, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me back. It's so good seeing you both again. And of course, our podcast puppy Sawyer, he needs a shout out.
Yeah.
He asked for that earlier. We worked it out.
He's a little lap puppy.
No, but honestly, there is some breaking news, because we heard earlier about Wonder Woman going to HBO Max, the first, I would say, huge studio release that's going to go to streaming the same day as theaters. That arrives perfectly on time for Christmas Day, but just announced Warner Brothers is announcing their entire slate for 2021. All of their movies for next year will hit theaters and HBO Max the exact same day.
Wow.
This is like
That's
a
a big
game
deal.
changer.
Oh my gosh.
It is. And HBO Max has really been getting in some good stuff. Every time I look something up, it's like HBO Max. And I go to friends' houses and watch it because I don't have it. But I'm like, should I get HBO Max?
You're going to need to now, because some of the titles include Dune, huge release. Matrix 4 with Keanu. Come on, don't let Keanu down, okay,
wow.
Dana? All right. Tom and Jerry for the kids.
There's a Matrix 4?
Yeah, listen. Whoa.
I didn't know there was a
we
2
need
and
that?
3.
I guess we do. I didn't know there
We
was a 2
want more
or 3.
Keanu all the time. Little crush there. But also another musical that's coming out next summer called In the Heights, which was a huge Broadway hit, which is going to be, I think going to be like an Oscar kind of caliber film. We're going to get some huge releases, some major movies that I really do hope, if it's safe enough and people feel comfortable, they'll choose to go see it in theaters, because that industry needs that support.
Yes.
But it is nice for families who can't get to theaters to know they have this option, and it's going to just, I think, forever change the industry now.
Yeah, well, I guess because right now, we don't know where things will stand at that time, but, right now there's some cities that have the theaters open and some don't. So it's, it's pick and choose of where, I guess, also where you live, if you can even get to a theater.
I know. I do know the theaters here in Las Vegas have done an excellent job with their, safety protocols, social distancing. I mean, it is a very safe experience. And even some theaters here locally will allow you to rent out a theater. Say you want to do that with some friends and family and neighbors, and you can do that as well. So there's lots of options because they need our support. There's nothing like seeing a big release on the big screen. But it is nice that we're getting these options because people are staying home now more than ever before.
Yeah.
Well, and let's dive right in to one of the big releases that is coming to our living room. It's hitting Netflix coming up this Friday.
Yep.
It's The Prom.
Hello! I am
the
so
trailer
excited.
Are those jazz hands I see?
They are jazz. Listen, Sean knows from knowing me for so long, I was born with jazz hands. And yes, I do like a movie musical, but not... Listen, I saw Cats. I thought it was horrible. No offense. But James Corden, thankfully, is in this movie, The Prom. It was a huge Broadway hit. And now we've got Ryan Murphy, who's, this uber producer from television. He's directing it. And he's brought literally the most impressive A-list cast of the year. Meryl Streep, Nicole Kidman, James Corden, Andrew Reynolds, who was in Book of Mormon and Boys in the Band. We've got Keegan-Michael Keel. And then Kerry Washington. All these newcomers as well. But it is such a joyous, happy, the exact movie that we need right now because it's just singing, dancing, but with a message of love, acceptance, equality. I mean, I think families are going to love it. I couldn't like this movie more. It's so much fun.
Well, in the musical, I know here in our house, we've been listening to the soundtrack of this movie already, and a lot of people have been doing that because this was on Broadway first. The Prom was on Broadway, and now it's being adapted to a screen version. So the music is going to be familiar with people, and it will act kind of as a sing-along for people who are familiar with the music.
Totally. But of course, being Ryan Murphy, who always has to step things up, they include an end of movie song. So you've got to watch the entire thing. It's an original song called Wear Your Crown. All the females in the movie sing this song, and Meryl Streep raps in it. She
What?
raps. Meryl
I can
Streep
see that.
she
I can see
raps. She raps. I mean, it's like a mic drop moment. So that is such a anthem song for women, for female empowerment, and just I think the movie is so much fun. And I actually got a chance to talk to the cast, which is, they're so impressive. And they also love this movie so much. I spoke with James Corden just about delivering this gift of a movie this holiday season.
I think always look to the glitter and try and divert your mind from the bitter, and I think you'll have an infinitely better day if you do seek those little life lessons. I think my favorite song that I'm part of is myself and Joellen had a day where we shot in a mall, and that was at the start of a song called Tonight Belongs to You, and I have the fondest memories of that day because it was just the two of us, and we just started kind of making stuff up while we were doing it, and I loved it. I loved every second of shooting that song.
I know, we're just so looking. I don't think words can capture how excited so many people are for The Prom to hit Netflix, and that is December 11th.
Yes. And honestly, it'll be one that you'll want to watch again and again. And it has a good message, but it's got a little bit of edge to it, but very family friendly and also just really fun. It makes you happy. And that's what we need right now.
Yeah.
Happy and joy.
Yes.
Yeah, that'll be a good one for sure. Okay, what else is coming out?
Oh my gosh, there's so many things. There's, a lot of things have just been hitting theaters first, but now are being made to, watch at home. One of those, now it's not for kids. It's called Freaky. Now you've probably seen the commercials with Vince Vaughn and Catherine Newton. It's kind of like that Freaky Friday with, Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis.
Right,
but
right.
It's trading places with a high school girl and a serial killer.
This doesn't sound family friendly.
It's not family friendly. This is for, older teenagers or parents, but it's actually very funny. It's now going to be made available to watch at home. In fact, I think it's available right now. It had only been in theaters before, but it did so well that they're making it available to watch at home. And I recently talked to Vince Vaughn, who, by the way, loves Vegas, baby.
Oh,
Vegas.
yeah.
Swingers.
I ran
of
into him
course.
once at MGM Grand. I couldn't believe how tall he was.
He's a giant.
I was like, what the? I was waiting for an elevator. Yeah, I was like, is that Vince Vaughn? And then I looked up very slowly and kept looking and looking like, is that Vince Vaughn? And everyone's like, oh yeah, he's tall. I'm like, I had no idea.
Which is even funnier that this big guy has to play a teenage girl. So I asked him about getting in touch with his inner teenager.
A lot of fun to work with Catherine on both of these characters. We had a good time kind of building up those characters. We laughed a lot. And then sometimes I show up at set and Catherine would have like a chainsaw and be covered in blood, but she's such an optimistic person. It was a strange optics to see her in.
I mean, Vince, how many times do you get Vegas, baby, Vegas? All
Vegas,
the time?
baby, Vegas. I see it on the billboard still. Come on.
That's
I love
Do you get any
Vegas.
residuals?
I love Vegas. No residuals, but I've always loved that town, and I've always enjoyed going. So it's nice to be a part of the culture.
It's always good to hear from Vince Vaughn. And this is available on video on demand, right?
Yes, you can now. It was just in theaters, but now you can watch it on demand at home. Again, it's not for little kids.
Okay.
There are some very scary scenes and some adult content, but for older teenagers and for anyone else, it's actually very entertaining.
Well, hey, we still need stuff to watch when the kids go to bed, right?
That's right, exactly. And they can't all be movie musicals.
No,
Although
they can't.
He does have the little little dance in there. That's just worth the price of admission alone.
Right.
And Vince Vaughn, of course, we know from Wedding Crashers.
So good. So good. And isn't that exciting news that they're going to do a Wedding Crashers 2, a sequel?
That's a big deal because that movie was a hit. Now, I must say, I saw that at the North Las Vegas Drive-In here in town.
Wow.
I know, random,
Make that
right?
central.
Because everyone was like, you got to see it. I think I was in a relationship at the time. We're like, let's do something different. Go to the drive-in. Anyway, but because there was so much hype, I don't feel like I loved that movie as much as I should have because everyone just pumped it up so much. It was hilarious. But yeah, I mean, I could do with the Wedding Crashers too. Why not?
I think it's that's the thing though. Sometimes when things are overhyped, they don't live up to that.
Yes.
But I think a sequel, it's been 10 years, and which is funny, I just talked to Jane Seymour, who played Christopher Walken's, wife. Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson go to Rachel McAdams' house for this, weekend. And Jane Seymour has reunited with Christopher Walken for a very family-friendly film called War with Grandpa. Now, this has been out in theaters for a while, but they're just now making it available to watch at home. And I talked to Jane Seymour and her co-star Cheech Marin about this really fun family film.
Oh, it's so much fun. And, there's rumors of there being a War with Grandpa 2.
Wow.
Which would be amazing. But we had such a good time. And of course, working with Cheech and Chris and Walken, who I'd worked with before, but then Robert De Niro, who I'd never worked with before, and being able to play his potential love interest, that was fun. But I would say, that when we were all off camera, it was that they should have made a movie about that, about, we're all telling our war stories about, I won't tell. But, we started saying, you worked for so-and-so? Yes, you worked for so-and-so. And how was that for you? And, it was a wonderful camaraderie on and off screen.
So you can tell they had so much fun making this movie. What was interesting is that Cheech, who comes to Vegas all the time to perform, I mean, you're with Robert De Niro, Christopher Walken, these masters, but he said some of the younger kids had to Google who they were.
Well, I was going to say, younger kids don't even know that Jane Seymour was Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman.
Oh my
That's where I
gosh.
know her from. Like, she needs to be wearing pioneer garb.
And by the way, she is turning 70 this year.
What?
She looks amazing. I was like, Jane, share your secrets, because I see that QVC crepe erase thing at night. I'm going to have to buy. She's like, honey, I slather it on. I'm like, I need some crepe erase immediately. She's like, it works. But I mean, she looks amazing.
She does.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
Really.
Right? By the way,
Unbelievable.
and also, this is doing so well, War with Grandpa, and it's totally safe to watch with your kids, your grandparents, everything. They're thinking about doing a sequel for that, but I had to, of course, having Jane Seymour there, had to ask about the Wedding Crashers sequel. She said she hasn't got the call yet, which I'm sure she will, but she'd be thrilled to go back, because remember, she had that famous, iconic line with Owen Wilson.
How many times do people come up to you and have you do that line? What is your name? Call me. What is it?
Cat. Call me Kitty Cat.
Look, Jane Seymour still got it.
Meow. She does. Yeah, she does. So
I love it.
Lots of fun stuff, but that's a totally safe one to watch with families. War with Grandpa.
So
Okay.
I know that one of the releases that has been talked about on all over social media, it's something that Dana and I have talked about, is The Undoing on HBO Max with Hugh Grant and Nicole Kidman. Just an incredible suspenseful drama.
I mean,
So good.
so good.
Oh, it was
Such
good.
good. I mean, but Nicole Kidman, I mean, she's had this Undoing, which is this, masterful suspense. And then she's a completely different character in The Prom. I think she's going to be up for some nominations for both, maybe with, Oscars or Emmys. But what a great suspense thriller that I normally feel like I pride myself on figuring out who did it. This one threw me.
I know.
It threw me.
And maybe we shouldn't say, because there's a lot of
No,
people who haven't
we
seen the
shouldn't.
finale, but it was well done.
Well done.
And, it's one of those things that it was 6 episodes, so it wasn't too long, it wasn't too short. It was just a great, but it was interesting. We were chatting about Hugh Grant, and you were just saying you saw some things on Twitter where I'm looking at Twitter and everyone's saying that he looks so much older and this and that, and he feels like he's being trolled. And I'm like, poor Hugh. I thought he looked fantastic.
Me too. Yeah, apparently he was excited about the response because it was like with the most watched thing, and people were so, the fans base was huge. So he was looking at how people responded to the finale, and he said he got so depressed because everyone was commenting about how old and haggard he looked. And I'm like, listen, it's not the kid from Notting Hill anymore. It's been like 20 years, all right?
Well, listen, I mean, not only, but after we watched the finale, I was here with Sean, and he was trending, but he was trending for some good stuff too. Like, give this guy an Emmy.
Right.
That's what I kept seeing too. They're like, just hand the Emmy over. Like, he did so he was great. And then I think I read earlier in the week too that he was saying he felt guilty because, most people are used to him being that romantic comedy role. And in The Undoing, he's
Well, you at least know he's a philanderer. I mean, let's say that. He's not. He's a complicated character.
Right.
For
Yes.
Sure.
Well, and everybody, just the acting in this series, this limited series, whatever it ends up being, just amazing across the board. And when you have Donald Sutherland on screen, there's just such a reverence and almost a spookiness that he brings too.
He does, always.
And there was always, at least for me, well, I don't want to get too into the plot line because we're not a spoiler podcast.
No, we don't want to spoil. Yeah.
No.
You know what? By the way, can I just say to my fellow critics and entertainment journalists out there who have been posting about who did it or the finale, come on, people
don't do that. Yeah.
don't watch everything in real time. They tape things, and if you spoil it, it's just like that's just not fun for people.
No,
Don't do
especially
that.
not for these shows that are so well done.
Right.
Like, let people enjoy it at their own pace, at their own time, and just enjoy it for all that it's worth without giving anything away.
I know. Don't steal our joy, which is sitting down, doing nothing, watching TV, and eating and drinking.
Exactly.
Don't steal my. We have such limited joy. Don't
We
steal
can't get
that.
to it. Sometimes we can't get to it fast enough either. You're watching one thing, you got to switch off, this and that. But speaking of Hugh Grant, I was thinking, Love Actually, that's a Christmas movie, right? And it's so many people's favorite movie. It's like my mom's favorite holiday movie. I'm not a huge fan of it. I don't know why, but I didn't love that movie. But I'm curious, what are some of your holiday favorites? What's your favorite holiday film, Sean? Like, do you have because everyone, I notice it's different for everyone.
I mean, The Christmas Story is always amazing. I'm actually looking at a leg lamp
Yeah, you have a leg lamp.
a la The Christmas Story.
By the way, your house
I
is
think
very
that's
festive,
great.
very
And I know that it's not like a classic Christmas movie, but I like Gremlins too.
What is it? Oh, is that Chris? Was it out at Christmas? Like,
It
what
takes
is-
place at Christmas time.
Oh, okay, you're right.
Okay,
It does.
I can't
It
remember
does.
that.
And also Home Alone, because Kevin McAllister, Sean McAllister,
Oh, yeah.
it's all in the family there.
That's for sure.
Okay.
It's kind of hard. You know what? Of course, like It's a Wonderful Life, all that, Miracle, all those classic ones. I actually just love when like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer comes
Oh, yeah.
on. Or the little
Those animated,
those ones
yeah.
that are so like reminds you of childhood that come on every single year without fail. So I know that PBS is airing like the Charlie Brown
Yeah.
specials. So that just makes me feel comforted. Like when you're home and you're just, I don't know.
The like Frosty the Snowman.
Oh yes,
when he
yes.
puts the what is he? Merry Christmas, and yeah, I used to love Frosty. I haven't seen it in a while.
Although, speaking of Christmas fare, Mariah Carey has a Christmas special coming out on Apple TV Plus, but there is a song, I forget which song it is. It's a Christmas song, obviously, but she's singing it with Jennifer Hudson and Ariana Grande.
Yeah.
And when you get those three together, I don't care what you think about Mariah or Ariana, or if you're a Jennifer Hudson fan, those three are amazing, and putting them all together, I think is just going to be phenomenal.
I just remember when Mariah, well, she's had a long ongoing residency at Caesar's Palace, but when she first arrived, we go and interview headliners, and we're so lucky to kind of introduce them to the Vegas community. And Sean and myself would take turns sometimes, and she requested Sean, Mariah did, and so she does it.
We have
She said, all I
history.
want for Christmas is
I
Sean
love
McAllister
the behind
to
the
interview me.
scenes of the interview, because she's like, Shawnee. She was flirting up a store, and Sean's like, no, she was very professional. I'm like, I know she was professional, but honey, she likes Shawnee.
We've got history from her days on American Idol back when
Is
I
Sean
was
blushing, I think, a
covering
little?
all that.
Whatever lands the interview, right? We'll take it. Just to backtrack real quick, my favorite holiday movie is The Family Stone. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it.
Oh my gosh!
I love that
yes.
movie so much. What a cast. All sorts of things are going on. All sorts of relationships are happening. Sarah Jessica Parker. I think Owen Wilson. Is it Owen Wilson?
No,
or
it's Luke Wilson.
Luke Wilson.
Yep.
Was it? Yeah. And, the guy from Coach, why am I
Dermot
blanking on his
Mulroney,
name? Yes.
Craig T. Nelson.
Yes. And I'm blanking on the main...
Diane Keaton.
Diane Keaton. Yeah, dang. It's a great cast. Did you like that movie?
Claire
It's
Danes.
such a good movie.
Yeah, it's such a good movie. It's my favorite every year. I know it's dramatic and
No, it's
can
good.
be happy and sad and emotional, but that's what I like. It's a little bit of everything.
That's a really good one.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what's also good is The Holiday.
Oh, yeah,
Remember
that's a good
Cameron
one.
Diaz
Oh,
and
with Cameron
Kate
Diaz.
Winslet?
It's on. I think it's on Hulu.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Might
good.
have it. I was just.
Jude Law had all his hair then. It
I was
so
just flipping through all of the, the holiday category programming, and I saw that in there.
And Jack Black, honestly,
He's just lovable.
he's just the.
He just
Lovable.
is. He's
He
lovable.
wins
You're
Instagram.
like, oh, Jack Black. Yeah, he's he's a little wild on Instagram and funny.
And also another Christmas special. I know Carrie Underwood is out with a new Christmas special that coincides with her new Christmas album, and that is on HBO Max.
Yeah.
And Dolly's got a new album too. Miss
Oh,
Martin.
Dolly.
Dolly.
She's just keeps
She's
going and
great,
going,
too.
pumping stuff out. She's got great product and live streams and all sorts of stuff going on.
amazing.
She really is.
Yeah.
We
What's
could
great?
get her a residency next year, don't you think? That
She
would bring
needs-
joy to the new year.
She needs a little Vegas in her life,
Yeah,
for
I think
sure.
she will. I think that's kind
And
of
we
in the
need some
works.
Dolly.
Definitely.
We just need something, right? Vegas is while we're all sitting here, I mean, it's a different place right now, but I don't know. I just feel like I'm feeling a little bit more positive that toward the mid to end of 2021 we'll be back. I know it's going to take a little longer, but I feel like all the conversations that I'm hearing, so we're inching closer and closer to at least planning when we have these summer shows and concerts that we're announcing here in Las Vegas between Live Nation and AEG and all that kind of thing. That they seem very confident that that's going to happen, which is good.
Yes. And I also think, too, the one thing, the silver lining that's come out of this very challenging and difficult year is that this is such a community that really does stick together. And however we can support each other, because people have been through it, everyone's been affected somehow. I mean, whether it's ordering online to support local small businesses or, just people are really trying to help each other the best they can because our city and our entertainment community has been so badly affected. I have also been encouraged by when I do these movie interviews and talk to some of these actors, their first question is, how is Vegas doing? When can we back? I'll be the first one to come back and see a show because they want to support, what we're about. And so I know that the demand is there. Forbes just did an article saying that the number one wish list on travelers, bucket list is coming back to Vegas. So if we can just keep going safely and going forward, it's like if you build it, they will come. If we keep opening things, I know the demand is there, which is should be hopeful to people out there.
Yeah, which is what we all want. We all want Vegas to be the place where everyone can come and have a great time and see great entertainment and great meals and great shopping and just do it all. So as soon as we can get back to that, it's going to be amazing.
I mean, I might do yoga pants and heels, but I mean, I'll bling it out somehow because
It's stressful going out. I mean, like we were chatting about this a little bit, but like to go out and do something, like when you're away from home for a certain amount of time now, it feels like I feel very attached to my condo, like because I've been there so much that it feels odd to like leave. I'm like, oh my God, I've got to get home, like for what? Why? I'm there all the time, but it just is so weird, like to get ready and do something and it's work. It's a project, but I look forward to doing it more often so that it becomes
project.
easier. It is a project.
Well, I saw you guys
It's a
at
whole day plan.
the Circa opening. By the way, you both looked amazing.
Thank you.
But it was so interesting. That was the first time I think in almost 8 months that we've all gone out to a black tie, red carpet event. And of course they did it very safely, but I'm not joking. Every single guy and girl was like, my feet are killing me. I'm like, you've been here 40 minutes. But the heels.
I just bought flip-flops and just called it a day.
I know. I was like, I had not walked in heels for 8 hours. And so I was like, my feet the next morning were like, what did we do last night?
Yeah.
But it was great to go out and see people safely, and they've done a great job. But, it is a different world we live in now.
It is.
It is.
So
It
different. Sean and I are heading out to Red Rock tonight. We're recording on a Thursday to go check out Crimson, which is a new kind of like cocktail experience, Christmassy cocktail experience. So we're going to do outdoor seating, hopefully be some heater lamps just to kind of stay safe, but want to pop in, and we'll have some pictures of that all over our Instagram and social media and Twitter and all that kind of thing. But
Hopefully there's going to be some cheer in a cup to enjoy too.
yes, that's always good.
Sean shared a cup in the morning is the coffee. He's got, working together for 14 years?
For 14, 15,
Wow. I know. I was like 20 when I started, I think.
It's crazy, right?
yeah. Me too.
Somebody said, Rachel, you're not on TikTok. And I'm like, I know. I think I'm the only millennial who's not on TikTok.
Oh my
And
gosh.
so I was
Even
like,
I'm on TikTok and I'm
they're like,
45.
how far are they
Which is so
stretching
lame.
that millennial thing? I'm like, I'm a very mature millennial.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, Vegas Revealed has a TikTok. I don't know if anyone knows that,
What?
but yes. And, we're getting a good following going there, and lots of questions about the things that we post, and people seem, interested to learn more about Vegas. And so whenever we do anything or go anywhere, we post a little video and a little factoid for folks to catch up. So we're at Vegas Revealed on TikTok.
I love it. As soon as I download that app, I'll follow you.
We don't dance, but
Sean does
No
not-
dancing.
But-
You dance, Dana?
well, not on the TikTok, or not on the Vegas Revealed TikTok.
Well, you know what? That's gonna be my resolution for 2021. Get Dana to dance.
Yes.
We'll do
Okay.
it. We'll do it, people.
I might dance a little on my personal one, possibly, and do some Golden Girls and impressions
do you
and
have
stuff
an
like that.
OnlyFans account where you do personal videos too?
Too funny. That's my phrase, my response when I'm
Too funny.
Too funny. Hey, can I? Just Rachel, we've loved having you. Anything else you want to talk about that's coming out, or anything you want people to know in your world that you've been busy and you've been interviewing celebs and still doing all that kind of thing. So anything else that sticks out that you want to let the listeners of Vegas Revealed know?
It's just been really fun to, stay busy, keep bringing, entertainment news to people out there, covering what is open, a lot of the charity events, which have been so great, like the Tree of Lights, a Festival of Trees and Lights, which was for the Down Syndrome Foundation. We've had to do that virtually this year, but that's where you can go and support. But yeah, it's been great to still, listen, I don't know when we're going to travel again to do these in-person interviews, but they've made things so accessible now. So at least the studios have kind of figured out how we can still do these interviews, provide them to people. And so it's great to keep going, and also just report and help people know what shows are opening and what headliners are doing. And so it's been fun just to kind of keep that going and, covering what I love, this town.
And which streaming platform we need to be subscribing to
HBO Max
in order to get
immediately.
all of this content.
Sometimes if somebody tells me something's good, I'm like, okay, so they say this is good, then I can watch that. I try and do like the 7-day trial before I can cancel.
Oh, yeah, the
and
free trial.
but I gotta make sure I have 5 good days to get it all in, which I do.
You do. That has that takes a good amount of planning though. You have to know what's coming out, when your 7-day window expires. That's all good. Rachel Smith, always great to see you.
Thanks,
Thank
you
you so much
guys.
for
Great seeing you too.
bringing your expertise and your celebrity interviews.
I appreciate it. Happy holidays and happy watching. And again, I want to hear your reaction to Prom once you see it,
I'm
because
excited.
for Rachel's Reels, I think I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5.
A
Rachel's
5
Reels.
out of 5.
good.
And I'm
Not
not
since the
stingy with those.
Smurf movie have we gotten a 5 out of 5.
Smurf movie did not get that. I think we had drinks before we saw that, so that
Okay.
that affected the
Well,
rating.
that could be fun. All right. Thanks so much, Rachel. Stay with us. Dana and Sean's tips coming up next. We want to thank our sponsor, Steep Echo. It's a collection of the finest all-natural olive leaf teas.
And the best part about that is that it's all natural and caffeine free. So now you can sip on that perfect cup of tea at night and not have to worry about staying up all night.
And that's exactly what I did. The one that I tried recently was called Repose. It was delicious. It said it had a natural rose flavor, so I was curious. And Sean, it literally tasted like roses, but it was so calming, and I loved just watching some TV and sipping on the tea in bed.
And I tried the Ascent. There were hints of vanilla and cinnamon in there. It kind of brought me back to when I would drink tea with my grandparents as a kid.
I love that. And you know what? It's time to think about the holidays. You might be thinking, I'd love to send someone some tea as a gift. Well, Steep Echo Tea has announced this new Home for the Holidays gift box. It's a curated collection of teas, recipes, and good cheer. It's all under $50, and they offer free shipping.
We have a great deal for all of our listeners. Use the promo code VegasRevealed, all one word, when you check out, and you'll get 10% off of your entire order. Really, it's a great deal, and you have until December 31st of 2020 to use the Vegas Revealed promo code.
We really think you're going to love it. Go to steepecho.com and order today. Welcome back, everyone. It's time for Dayna and Sean's tips. And Sean, I thought we've been getting a lot of notes from some of our listeners, and we have some great regulars. And I wanted to give them a little shout out in tips. How about it?
Let's do it. Should we start with Rob in Atlanta? We know, Rob, you have rallied the troops. You've turned Atlanta pretty much into our biggest podcast listening market. Mm-hmm. There are so many people in Atlanta who have listened to Vegas Revealed, and we like to say, Rob, that it's because of you.
Yes. Thank you, Rob. We love it. And Rob bought some tea, some Steep Echo tea.
Right.
And so I'm excited to see if, when he gets it, if he likes it and what his review is, but I have a feeling he's going to love it because it's so good. Okay, also want to give a big shout out to Mingo from Las Vegas. Mingo is a loyal listener. He's also a friend, and he loves to send me his weekly, 2 cents on something that we say or do. And we know he loves our theme song.
Yeah, Mingo, you're probably humming it in your head right now. Let's go to Vegas, baby. Let's get away.
Mingo is a riot. Great friend through the years. Really just a funny guy, and, he lives in downtown Las Vegas, and he embraces everything Las Vegas that's downtown. We love that he used to own a restaurant called Mingo's, which was delicious and amazing, and we're waiting for him to bring that back, we hope. But, good, dedicated listener. Mingo, we appreciate you. We like all your comments, even though sometimes, they're either nice, not so nice, and critical and fun.
And Mingo, I hope that we're going to see you when Donny Osmond starts his residency in August of 2021. We'll see you there. Also, Rocco in Germany messages us all the time.
Yeah,
we appreciate Rocco listening overseas, and it's always great to hear from listeners.
Yeah, we love the details. That he always sends a direct message and says what he liked about the podcast, and he's missing Vegas big time. I know that. He's itching to get back here. And then we have John, who is from Illinois, Belleville, Illinois, John Durante, and we want to say thank you, John. He recently told us that we were one of his favorite podcasts, and he follows us on social, and we appreciate the listen. Hey, and here, shout out to John, just because you know what? You like us, we like you. If you want to get John's book, he's the author of a short book on attracting a great life, okay? So you can find that by John Durante.
Who doesn't want to attract a great life?
Exactly.
I mean, great topic for a book.
I know.
I feel like everyone should get that.
But I know, it's true. It sounds like a great read, especially right now. Okay, but for our tips, we did want to get into some of the things happening for the holidays here in Las Vegas, and a lot of them are along the Strip. And we know sometimes locals and visitors like to see some of the incredible displays that we have. New York City has Times Square, but we have the entire Strip. And some of our favorites are on the list, and one of them is Bellagio. I mean, you just can't go wrong with the conservatory.
It's always so beautiful. Every single season, they change out the theme of the display that's in the conservatory there at the Bellagio, and really resort-wide, they put up some beautiful decorations, but that conservatory is just absolutely stunning. All fresh flowers. The displays that they create are absolutely amazing. And of course, now is a holiday theme.
Exactly. And a short walk away from that, you can just go watch the fountains. And guess what? That's still going strong. So remember that. And this holiday season, they're having the fountains choreographed to holiday classics like Sleigh Ride and Carol of the Bells just for the holiday season. So that has got to be spectacular as well.
Still one of my favorite attractions on the Las
Yeah.
Vegas Strip.
It is. And the ice rink at the Cosmopolitan is back open. I think a lot of people were wondering, is it going to open? Is it going to come back? And then they made the announcement, and I think a lot of people are pleased. This is a really cool spot, kind of on the pool deck, right? Is it the pool deck of the Cosmopolitan?
They build out an ice rink over top of the pool, and it's a real ice rink. There are some ice rinks that say they're an ice rink,
Right.
but it's kind of synthetic ice. The ice rink at the Cosmopolitan is real ice, and they have the cutest little Zamboni machine that goes out there and resurfaces the ice for skaters who go out there. And I know that they usually have s'mores kits. And
Those are so good. And then the real fire there. It's kind of like a fire pit
Yes.
that you sit around and you can do your s'more. Oh, it's really good. And they added more and more food through the years. So, you can go up and get some really unique things up there and have a drink and make a night of it. Don't drink and skate. Well, don't drink too much and skate.
Don't
Let's
drink
put it
too
there.
much, yes. Make sure you can still stand up on those blades.
Exactly. Maybe skate, then sit down and have your
Yeah.
drinks. The Link Promenade is going to be all decorated for the holidays as well. So that's really cool. It's right near the high roller. So, some great pictures, and it might be good to go take a stroll there. We're heading tonight, I mentioned earlier, to Merry Crimson at Red Rock Casino Resort and Spa. That's off the strip toward the Summerlin area near Red Rock Park. And they're having a great pop-up holiday bar, and they have this incredible display of over-the-top holiday decor there that we will talk about more in the future because we're going to go tonight.
Right. So you'll want to watch our Vegas Revealed social media channels. We'll put pictures and video up of our experience out there at the Red Rock Hotel and Casino. Also Sam's Town, which is off the Las Vegas Strip on Boulder Highway. They have Mystic Falls, which always turns into a holiday treat. The tradition goes back to 1994 when they first transformed Mystic Falls into a holiday scene. So they're doing that again this year. At the Tropicana down at the south end of Las Vegas Boulevard, they also have a Festival of Lights showcase out on the Tropicana Plaza there. So they'll have that through January 3rd, getting into the spirit.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I almost forgot the Tropicana was open, again, because it took a while for it to open, and then they announced they were, and I thought, and then we kind of went into this things are open and closed mode, and then I'm like, wait, the Tropicana is open when I saw this, so they're ready to go.
The Trop is still kicking and ready to celebrate the holidays.
All right, well, the Ethel M. Chocolate Factory is an incredible place. Sean and I hosted the the Nevada Ballet Theater's Nutcracker special from there. The only thing is you do have to call ahead because there's a limited capacity, and I know they were
Right.
filling up really quick, but they have an incredible lit up cactus garden out there. That's always spectacular.
And downtown, the Fremont Street Experience is once again hosting its annual Christmas tree lighting. And I believe they also have a grand menorah down at the Fremont Street Experience. And the Viva Vision Canopy Show is going to be holiday themed. So that'll be a good festive place to go as well.
Yeah, and then the glittering lights at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, always amazing. It's actually in its 20th season, goes through Sunday, January 10th, and you drive through. So that's really cool and perfect for what's happening out there with the virus, for folks to socially distance, to be able to drive through the glittering lights is a plus.
And I think that's one of those attractions where you tune into a radio station and you have the holiday songs as you drive through this light display. So that is a really unique way to celebrate the season with the family.
Definitely. And the Forum Shops at Caesar's Palace, I did see the Christmas tree, posted that on our social media as well. Pretty spectacular. It's kind of in that area that's in the round that connects the beginning of the shops to the kind of addition of the shops. And it's, it's this big area, and the tree sits right in the middle. Really, really pretty as well.
It is. And there's a rotunda. It's a big domed ceiling.
Yes, that's the word, rotunda.
And that is one of those places where if you are standing in the correct spot, you can hear somebody's conversation from the other side of the room. And it's a big area. So keep that in mind. Somebody on the other side can hear you crystal clear.
Did you test it out?
No, well, I specifically remember this because last year we were over at the Forum Shops at holiday time, and we stopped to take some pictures and video of the tree over there. And I remember hearing, it sounded like somebody was standing right next to me, but I knew that there was nobody there. And I looked up and I was like, oh, it must be the sound that's bouncing back because of the domed ceiling. And sure enough.
No. There you have it, right?
So
Don't talk about anyone.
Mind your manners.
Yeah, mind your manners. That's for sure. That's a pretty good list for a time right now where, we are at limited capacity and all that. Everyone's trying to do their best to lift everyone's spirits. And I love that all these properties that usually do this stuff are continuing to do it. You know what? They're just like, we're putting it up anyway, and come. And even if you can just get out there and take a stroll, maybe you don't have the money right now to go, have a big Christmas or go out to eat and you're trying to save your money, but you can walk through and see these displays and be reminded of what Las Vegas is all about.
And the decorations really do lift your spirits. So if you have the chance, have the opportunity, definitely get out and see them. I'm sure that they will bring a smile to your face. And hey, you know what what we haven't mentioned is that all of these are free. Mm-hmm. It's free to go and look at all this stuff. So
really cool.
Enjoy the season, head out, look at the decorations that are put up just for you enjoy.
Hey, listen, thanks to our sponsor, Steep Echo. Remember, Vegas Revealed is the code to use on their website, and you'll get 10% off your entire order. The holiday gift box is going right now. It's a great gift. It's under $50. You get the 10% off. The shipping's free. You can't beat it.
And I've got a little scratch in my throat right now, so I think I might go brew a cup of Steep Echo tea and soothe my way into another week.
That sounded very like a nighttime talk show host. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Big shout out again to Mingo, John, Rob, and Rocco. We need to get some women listeners. Where are all the women?
Let's maybe next week.
Okay.
For episode 47. We'll do the shout out to the ladies.
Okay. Well, we
Hit
need
us
more
up.
ladies to give us.
We'll always answer.
We always answer. That's right. We're always online. Nothing else to do. Have a great week, everyone.
Bye.
Let's go to Vegas.